For You Chat.
Okay, so for our chat question, well, I'm not going to be interviewing Pat for StoryCorps, but I am going to ask Pat the question, if you could interview one person and put their story into StoryCorps, into the Library of Congress for history's sake, who would you interview?
And what would I ask them?
Of course, sure.
Well, I would probably talk to my grandfather, my father's father.
Okay.
Now, when I was younger, he was kind of like, granddad, so we'd go and stay at his house and stuff.
Yeah.
And as I got older, I learned a lot more about him, and he had quite an interesting life when he was younger.
Yeah.
When he was very young, he went to Japan on a boat from the UK, so that's like months of travel through interesting places, and lived in Japan as part of kind of the peacekeeping organization.
Oh, okay.
And so he must have had a lot of interesting stories and adventures. And he's been to India because that's where my grandmother was born, and they saw where she grew up.
Yeah.
And I would have really liked to talk to them both and find out more about their lives. Unfortunately, my grandmother had Alzheimer's. She lost all her memories. And I never really got to talk to them about their stories because it was kind of a bit too late, which is sadly my fault. They're both passed away now, but I would have liked to interview them and get some of their stories.
That's a great example because old people do often have wonderful stories, wonderful experience. They've lived long, full, rich lives, and
sometimes we kind of just don't really realize that and talk to them about it.
That's right. They're living history. So that's why StoryCorps is great. That's a great answer. So what about you guys? Who would you interview? Do you have a grandfather, grandmother who lived an interesting life? Or maybe you know someone else who would have something to tell and something that we could all learn from. Have a chat about that, and we'll see you back here sometime soon.
Tomorrow for part 2 of this article.
Yay!
See you then. Bye-bye.
Oh, cool. More stories. See ya.